strange to say it, but I even love that because like I said, most times when I join communities, I just feel like a shadow or just someone in the background character.
Mm,
But I'm I'm so happy to be part of this community, and I want to contribute the best way. It helped me out.
mm.
It helped me out with my social anxiety. It helped me out with my stage fright. Because like when I first went on the stage and everything, I
Welcome to Metaverse Degen. I'm Lion. There's no Raptor again. He's still celebrating his birthday with friends, and his birthday is not, well, today when you're seeing the video, it's much, much in the past. But with that said, we are here by our wonderfully esteemed guest. Who are you?
hello, I'm Nicole. I'm with the LPD.
Okay. So when did you get started working with LPD, and how did you get into VR and VR chat?
So I'm gonna start when I first started. I'm gonna start with the LPD stuff. So back in like August, I encountered the LPD. It was for a friend, and I wanted to hang out with them more and get to know them more. So I joined through them. Really, I try to avoid I'm so sorry. I'm very bad. I try to avoid communities sometimes because, like, most times I ever join a community, I never felt accepted or welcomed most of the times.
Hmm.
So when I joined LPD, when I first got wrapped into it, I thought like, hey, this is gonna be a one time thing. You know what I mean? It's not gonna like be a great thing, me being part of this community, like a recurring thing for me to see. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So once I first joined in here, I got wrapped in really quickly. I loved everything about this community, all the people in it. The people what makes it special to me in this community, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
So that's how I got wrapped up in LPD stuff, and LPD in general, which I do not regret. I am very happy to be part of this community. So when I how I got into VR chat is it was a long time ago. It's been when VR chat first started out in 2017, if I remember correctly,
Hmm.
or 18. I saw the videos of the YouTubers going like in VR chat and everything, and I always wanted to be in VR chat. That makes sense.
That
I
makes
always want to
sense.
be a part of it and see what can I see and what can I do in this place. So what kind of connections, what kind of friends I can make, and just explore VR chat in general. So that's when I got introduced to VR chat. I joined VR chat back in 2020.
Hmm.
2020 was a year for me when I was at a low point, and I actually thought I bought my first headset, which was the Oculus Quest.
Hmm.
So I bought it, and I got pretty much addicted to it right off the ropes. I love talking to people. I love like getting exploring the worlds and everything. It was just it's something different.
Hmm.
I ooh.
Okay.
So that's how I first started out in VR chat.
Oh wow. So what is it you do with the LPD, and how did you work your way to that position?
So I just beginning LPD, I was too scared to be myself.
Hmm.
That's what I was scared of most. And then like that's what I'm scared of most of the time, to be myself around people. So when I start being more myself, and I always had to try to have a fun time with the other people around me. When I'm laughing, they start laughing with me, because people love my laugh.
Hmm.
So I try to be friendly and kind to most people I meet and the LPD, because like they're probably looking for a community to be part of as well,
Hmm.
to feel accepted and loved. So after that, I I sent my application in for a trainer a little bit while ago when I was still a senior officer,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, one of the months I put my LOA. What a LOA is, a leave of absence, and that's the time when they got the new trainers in. So I wasn't I wasn't there because of unfortunate unforeseen things basically.
Hmm.
But I just went on a whim. I was like I went on a whim like asking the team lead of the training team about my application. So I asked him, like, hey, I just want to know the status of my application. Is it accepted or denied? And then he sent me a message back saying, you're actually one of the candidates we're looking at. I was like, really? I got so excited. I was like, yes! I always wanted to be a cadet trainer, a trainer in general in LPD. So once I got accepted, I was like, yes. But the part was hardest for me was doing the interview. Oh my lord,
Mm.
I thought I dropped the ball. I thought I did a horrible job on that interview. But
Mm.
for surprises, once I saw my name get pinged and the trainer thing, I was like, yeah! I made it. I was so excited and happy when I first got into it.
Mm.
That's how I got my position of trainer. But there's other things I want to work towards too, which is trying to be LMT trainer and also event host. Because the being a trainer helps me out personally.
Mm.
Helps me through I used to have really bad stage fright and
Mm.
anxiety when it comes talking to people,
Mm.
because I either stutter my words or I speak too fast sometimes.
Mm.
So the trainer thing really helped me out a lot.
Oh, wow. So I do have a couple of questions, and fair warning, I'm going to throw a bunch of these at you over the course of this. But what, as a trainer, when you teach the cadets, what kinds of things do you do to train them for the being an LPD officer?
So I run down the basics. So we go over every single team, what the team does, and what part they have in the community. I
Mm.
explain what is the LPD to them. I show them the shooting range, show them little spots in the station
Mm.
they hang out with. I give them brief rundown the history of our chiefs and the history of the LPD.
Mm.
There's also like a huge thing in there where you can click what year and you see what happened in those years.
Mm.
I also show them that too. Then I explain the security room to them, how you can click on the cameras and see people. Or I explain how mugshots worked.
Mm.
So I do a little practice run first. I show them how it's done. You must ask these certain questions to people who you have arrested and who are taking mugshots.
Mm.
So I hand it over to them. I sit there and watch and see if they're do what they're supposed to do.
Mm.
Next, I go to the presentation room. Presentation room is where we all congregate at, basically. When there's like an on-duty event or any special events that requires to be at the station, we're all in there. So we still on all the white lines when it's time, and someone will go on stage and talk about it. So I explain how on-duty event works, off-duty. Well, if you do, let me explain on-duty events real quick. On-duty events is when we get pinged for an event for LPD. Is usually for 2 hours,
Mm.
approximately for 2 hours. So wherever in those 2 hours, they can explore roles, talk to people, and they can have fun role playing
Mm.
wherever they like.
Okay.
Then I explain off-duty events. How off-duty events works is when there's no event going on, they can go into a channel with another person if they like to. But for recruits, when once cadet comes to recruit, I have to tell them they have to go with another person because they cannot patrol on their own. It's better for them to watch and learn us, and I teach them the ropes how the LPD works and everything. I
Mm.
show them Avatar World. I show how normal patrol avatars work, how they work and everything with the guns, the flashlight, the taser, the baton, and when it's appropriate to use them.
Mm.
And I showed them little knickknacks. We have our old avatars and also old roles that from way back then that we
Mm.
still have in the history thing.
Okay. So you said something that kind of piqued my interest a little bit, where you said when you bring the cadets to the Avatar world and you teach them the proper times to use tasers, do you follow like close to what would be regular protocol outside of VRChat if you're like an officer or anything like that when using those things?
Um, so so the tasers that we have that shoot far away. Some people will I teach them like if you're like this close to distance with a weapon at you, or a little bit far, like a little far away. it's been appropriate to use a taser at them. That's what I say. But sometimes people like to shoot the tasers go pretty far. The models that we have, some people will go very far away and shoot them. So I teach them to shoot them when it's at the right distance and everything.
Okay.
And these are not I told them these are not magical things. You can like, and then you get someone like 10 feet away from you, or like a football yard. you know.
Yeah. So you also mentioned something that interested me as well, because I remember when we talked with Jorah before, he mentioned he talked in depth about each of the different group types of positions one can get in the LPD. Are the trainings different for any of those positions?
Like when the trainer is training them.
Yeah, like let's say the LPD's version of an EMT, for example. Is the training different from the other positions, like how you'd train the new cadet into that specific position?
When the I getcha. I I usually explain how the ranks work for the
Mm.
cadets, but and whoever the trainer on our team, what any rank they do, is still going to be the same thing we train them, no matter what. I explain how all the ranks works: the recruit, officer, senior officer, as well as corporals, sergeants, staff sergeants, lieutenants, captains, deputy chief, and chief.
Mm. Okay.
That's how it usually works.
Okay. So when one is preparing to go into one of those new positions, let's say they're going to be EMT or SLRT as another position, do you go through a certain protocol to get into that position, or is it just you go through the ranks?
So when it comes to like being LMT or SRT, like EMT or SWAT team, basically we have to train them.
Mm.
Not us trainers train them. It's usually we have LMT trainers, and we also have CERT trainers to train
Mm.
the new LMTs and CERTs. I will tell you, LMT is pretty much easy training, but CERT training you can fail in it. It's more the serious side of our role play group in LPD.
Okay. Alrighty. So what when new recruits come in and you help the new recruits and cadets, what is it they envision the being a cadet and with the LPD being versus what you're teaching them? What do they kind of think of everything as?
Well, that's a good question. I never asked him. Well, I'm gonna start. I'll do my perspective of my
Mm.
first training. Well, when I got first trained as a cadet. When I first got trained cadet, I didn't take anything seriously. No, and I know it sounds bad. I didn't think this would be where will like be a part of. No, like that
Mm.
sounds wrong. Let me clarify that correctly. I didn't. I would be much of the help for this community, or like be a big part of it some way or another. If
Mm.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
When I first got in here, I thought like, we had there was four other cadets. There's four other cadets, so it's like 5-person training. So it was all of us. We had fun. We giggled a lot. We laughed a lot. So it was pretty great. I think most times cadets envision this place as a place they can be themselves at,
Mm.
or other times they oh sorry,
It's okay.
my apologies.
You're doing fantastic. No worries.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. Uh, but sometimes cadets feel like it can feel like a place they can be themselves, or how they react and everything, or like basically have fun most of the time. That's how I
Mm.
think cadets view it, as a place they can have fun, be themselves at, and just see what it can lead them to. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's how
Okay.
see where everything goes, take its course.
Okay. So I noticed during PJKT, you guys had the mugshot thing there. Is what ooh, with ooh, you all right?
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
I'm good. I think I just lied a little bit.
Okay. It's okay. With during PJKT, the LPD's booth had a mugshot board up where people would be pulled in to take mugshots. Is what you did with that different from what you'd normally do in a role play? Like if you went out to the Black Cat, arrested somebody, brought them here. Is it similar between the two
So
places?
it will be something like that. Most of the time, we go different roles and to find people to arrest or interact with,
Mm.
and we bring them to the mugshot room. So it's kind of like that a little bit. Um, it's a little bit like that. But most times, go different roles. We bring them to the station and get their mugshot done. How the mugshot process, like you may have experienced, is the exact same way how we do it in the mugshot room over there.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I thought that bit of the booth was a pretty cool addition to the whole experience of the convention.
It was. Oh, I wish it had little jail cells in there too, but unfortunately, there's no jail cells in there. There's a mirror right there, so it's a one-way mirror. Whoever's in security can look into that room and on. Whoever's in the mugshot room cannot see for that mirror. So that's all we got. It'd be
Mm.
kind of cool. We had little jail cells in there and bringing them, but we do have prison for that when it's on duty event. So we
Mm.
do have a prison to take them, the people who take mugshots of the prisoners into a prison. So
Okay. So, another question I asked Jorah, and I'd like to ask you as well. During your time in the LPD, what have been some of your favorite interactions with the public? When, like, during a role play, when you've arrested somebody, anything like that?
I think my favorite part is when they have fun with it. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Or not like do or not try to do like a power trip or like you know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
for example when they get like all the armor on the guns on like or like basically being kind of boring with it. I don't like but when they're being fun or being fun or interesting in their sort of ways, those are my favorite moments to the public, or when we get to talk to them, or we just get to talk to them in general and see how we get to know them and see how they're doing. Those are also my favorite interactions.
Okay. Is there any specific interactions that stick out in your mind when when you do with any of the public interactions you've done so far? Any ones particularly?
Well, I think it was one of my first ones. Like when I was still officer. When I was
Mm.
officer, I we used to go to midnight bar. The it surprised me because like they were so nice, so kind, and I we agreed all the time. It was so much fun. We'll all sit there and cheer drinks together, and we get to speak
Mm.
to the person who was running the place at the time, and get to know them.
Mm.
And they were pretty nice and chill. Those are the ones that stick out to me most. Those are the ones I can't remember. Others, unfortunately, all the other actions I had are kind of not as memorable as that one.
Okay. So, do memorable experiences happen with cadets often, or is it very sporadic and random? Ooh.
I feel like oh, I feel like it can happen,
Mm.
but I think it could happen at random points. But when you're a cadet and you're trained by your trainer, it could be one of your most memorable ones. It depends how the cadet reacts to it and how they, you know what I mean, how they react
Mm.
to the whole thing. It can be most memorable ones because I remember mine and I enjoyed it very much. And the person who trained me she's an amazing trainer.
Mm.
she's she's amazing. She did a fantastic job when she trained me. I had so much fun. Get her little jokes go aside and things like that.
Mm. Okay. How long were you in that beginning process of being a cadet in those years before you were able to step up to where you are?
So cadets is usually after the training gets done, you become a recruit. So once after you get done your cadet training, you become a recruit.
Mm.
It took me a week to become an officer. Then it took me about like I would say a month and a half to become a senior officer.
Mm.
And then after a few months, I think majority of my months, so it's probably like 5 months, I was senior officer a lot. I have been senior officer. And then I finally put my application in for corporal, and I was I was waiting. I was like, oh, I patrolled a lot. I want to be a corporal, and
Okay.
I patrolled a lot and just waited to see if my application got denied or accepted. they won't tell you if your application got accepted. So they kind of do a surprise ceremony for you. It's when
Okay.
the senior officer becomes a corporal. They give you your first little chocolate bar or your first little stripe. Guys, we can become a corporal. You get a little speech. You get to shake the hands of the white shirts who attended to your promotion, and it's a very special experience. And to me in the LPD,
Hmm.
personally.
Hmm. Is it is the whole experience similar to what one would experience if they were actually getting their stripes? One would say, like for that whole ritualistic ceremony.
um, I think so.
Hmm.
I personally think so.
Okay. Well, I have another question for you as well. Is the LPD the only role play esque community you take part in, or are there other ones as well?
This is my first roleplay community. Before then, I just joined off communities based off YouTubers or based off of art and stuff like that. Those kind of communities I used to join into. I I was a big role player person back then, way back then when I was still playing Minecraft and people were role playing in it, so I joined along
Hmm.
with that. But then I kind of lost that spark of role playing for a very long time until I joined LPD.
Okay. So that's another unique question I'd like to ask. What about the LPD helped reignite your love for role play?
Well, this time it was it felt more real, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like that makes sense. Cause I did it for like a screen. You can't move your hands or nothing. But this helps me out a lot to show my emotions or like to basically show my emotions, show my body movement, show my language, and things like that. Personally, sometimes I'm a little scared to go. Well, I'm sometimes a little shy still to
Hmm.
do certain emotions I want to capture in role playing. But
Hmm.
beside besides that,
Okay. So another question I'd like to ask is, in the time you've been with the LPD, what makes you keep on doing stuff with the LPD so far?
well, personally, it's the people.
Hmm.
In my personal opinion,
Hmm.
the people is what makes like, the community special. In my, I want to help out the community in the best way I possibly can, or what I see what I can contribute to this community, because this is the first place like I felt accepted at, or
Hmm.
strange to say it, but even loved at. Because like I said, most times when I join communities, I just feel like a shadow or just someone in the background here there.
Hmm.
But I'm I'm so happy to be part of this community, and I want to contribute the best way. It helped me out.
Hmm.
It helped me out with my social anxiety. It helped me out with my stage fright. Because like when I first went on the stage and everything, I was so nervous. I think I cried afterwards because I thought I messed up pretty badly.
Hmm.
Then when I other attempts I tried to do it, I thought I got a little better at it. And there was one time my hands were shaking, I was shaking, and then one people who I attended with the patrol was like, "I can take the mic for you. I can finish this off for you." I was like, "No, I got this. I can finish this." So once I finished it, everyone was just like, "Yes!" It was so great, but
Hmm.
it helped me out. It helped me out so much when kind of talking to people in general, because, like I said, I stutter a lot, or I stutter a few times here, or I can't pronounce some certain words. So it makes me feel more confident when it um, comes to speaking to people. So I want to help it. I want to help the community. How it. I want to help the community. How it helped me out
Hmm.
and improve on myself.
Hmm. I can very much understand that. It sounds like you've had this has helped you quite a bit as well. Does it any of this leaked out into what you do outside of VR as well? Like how has it helped you with the social
It
anxiety and stuff?
it does. It helps me so much better. I feel more confident when it comes to asking stuff for people, or
Hmm.
like when it comes talking to complete strangers and everything.
Hmm.
It helps me out so much better at that. It helps me get more confidence when it comes talking to people in IRL situations. and not to be like sit back and watch. It's like, and yeah. I get to have more to add and more to what I want to say to people.
Okay.
Besides those, say some.
No, well, I'm glad it was able to have that positive impact on you as well. It's something I've heard actually quite a bit, meandering the halls of VR chat over time, as well as a lot of the groups and communities I've noticed here have that impact on people. Some of my friends within my friend group used to be mutes, very socially anxious people, and now they're speaking very bluntly nowadays, unlike how they used to.
That is true. Like I said, I also know a few people who were like that too,
Hmm.
and it helped them out to come speak and do a lot more things. And I think remember this one person. Her name was Kayomi. When I first met her, she was like she was nervous as like I was. She was she was she was kind of scared to speak sometimes too. But LPD helped her out so much. I see her all around and just talking and having a great time. So it helped her out a lot.
Hmm. Okay. So when I'm gonna do a bit of a whiplash question, kind of going back to the beginning of everything. When you first were hopping into VR chat or getting involved with the LPD, what would you imagine your entire experience here being like after seeing the big YouTubers do it?
And so I'm like,
Hey, we're interrupting your current podcast watching to actually ask you a favor. Would you like to join us at any of the other locations other than YouTube to follow us, which is like Discord, where we do things all the time, hang out, play games. There are memes and stuff being posted somewhere. There's some duck references. We have a Patreon you can also follow, which we do a whole other show outside of Metaverse Degen as a thank you for those who signed up, like Niche, Forbidden Zero, and Alequum, as an example. The name should be here for you as well. Or the Twitter, which currently it's under my name, which is LionTurtle21. You can find that. I post things, random bullshit. You get updates, or me being with the community, whatever. You can find all of this and more over at metaversedegen.card.co. All right, I think I got everything. I didn't mess it up this time.
yeah. But, okay, you sure don't, oh my God, I'm going to drown myself.
Already, we want to jump your video watching any further. Have a good one.
I'll still feel the same with it. Even though big YouTubers will do like videos on LPD and stuff, it's I still want to change my mind or my opinion about this place.
Okay. Well, what did you think your first experience would be like after seeing on the internet? Like, I want to do it too. And you bought your Quest and came in. What were you thinking it would be like here?
When I first came in here, I thought it wouldn't be like so like capturing or just drags you in. I didn't think that. I thought just like, okay, this is gonna be a place I might ever come once a month to, or you know what I mean. I didn't. For when I first bought this place, I when I first thought this place, I thought it wouldn't be like this much of impact on me, or like I thought it was gonna be like negative, or or in some ways, with part of me like I got scared because I thought it'd be my experience negative experiences and seeing negativity a lot or things like that. But when I came here, I just realized you're people like me, trying others who didn't have a place to talk to people or be themselves at. To be honest with you.
Okay. Now, what are your future aspirations for the platform, VR chat or even LPD? What is it you want to see or accomplish here?
What I want to accomplish in LPD wise is I want to be a good role model to this community. I want to show them that they can do it. They can conquer the fears and get overcome it basically. My future aspirations, what I like to do just for community. So I want to become event host, which is one of my many things to do. I also want to become LMT trainer to help like help train LMTs as well, and help them improve as well. One of the ranks I want to reach is sergeant, but I personally feel like I have to work on a lot of stuff to even become a sergeant, because I'm still scared to. Like, I don't want to like sound mean to people or sound harsh to people sometimes, but some people need the honest truth sometimes, to hear the truth, not like how you could say it, sugarcoat it, basically.
Yeah.
Those are my future aspirations. For VRChat, I just wish to see it grow and adapt to upcoming technology and everything. It still does that. It still adapts. It still changes over time. And see new experiences that VRChat can offer.
Okay. What have been some of your more memorable experiences in the platform thus far, since you've hopped in here? For you?
For me, it was friend groups I made along the way. You make friends on here. You get to meet them on here and have a great on time. Those are the memories that make it most memorable to me. Is seeing what other people like or enjoy, what worlds, role hopping with them, playing games with them, just enjoying each other's company. Those memories that make it most memorable to me.
Okay. So now I'm going to go back to the LPD as well. What would a new cadet, what does the training look like for a new cadet once they sign up and they're now sitting with you? Would you mind walking us through what that session would be like?
Sorry, a little lag spike. So what that will look like, so I'll be standing over in front of the station. I'll be waiting on them, because once they ping for the trainer or junior trainers, we usually sit up there and wait for them. We give them like a whole spiel. We say, welcome to LPD. Make sure you get some food, some drinks. This training will take about 90 minutes. Please don't be on green or blue during this training. Basic rundown. So once I'm sitting up there and waiting for them, they will join at the spawn. Then I give them a big welcome. It's like, hey, welcome to the LPD. I'm glad to have you here. Ask them a few questions. What makes them interested, or how's their day been? Basically, some starter questions to make them not be so intense. You know what I mean? Not like sometimes people come in here all nervous or like they tense up a little bit. It's to like calm down and everything. Once that is done, I usually ask them a few questions, basic things like, are you over the age of 16? Have you read the handbook? Or are you using clients for VRChat and Discord? Those questions I ask cadets before starting a training. Once they answered the training, once they answered the calls, I'm so sorry. Once they answered the questions and all of them met all the requirements above, then that's when the training starts. We go in training comms and I walk them through about what is LPD. I tell them all the teams. I go through all of them. I go through all of them, what they're all about. There's two teams I don't mention in the beginning, which is a mentor team and approval team. Those teams will be mentioned throughout the training. Once we get done with the team board, next I show them the map of the station. If they ever get confused or lost, they can look at the map and see where to go. Then next I go to shooting range. We show how the buttons work on there. Usually the top button to push it backwards, and bottom button pushes it forward to you. And there's a little point system right there. If any of your guns have gun toggles on them, or like not gun toggles, gun colliders, my bad, gun colliders on them, it will work on the shooting range. You have your little point systems. Once you get enough points for them, you can press the button, and the middle button will clear them all out. That's why I showed them back in the shooting range. But I tell them they will learn more in depth about it in their senior officer training. Next will be I show them Easter egg of Kobe's pillow when he used to sleep at a station when he first joined.
Oh,
Yeah, even I heard even before he joined LPD. It is. When even before he joined the LPD, that's what I heard. He slept in the station. That's what I heard. He just sleeps in there. And now Cody is one of our lieutenants and a member of the dev team.
okay.
So we got a little Easter egg for him. Then next, I show them the white shirts, our staff team. And like I said, if any problems or any concerns or are you interested with a team, what teams they're a part of, you can always ask. You always ask them or the team leads. Try. It used to back then. It used to be white shirt and a gray shirt, but now he changed his shirt to white now. It was pretty funny back then, but it was a running joke. But it was pretty interesting. So the next thing I will show them is the history board. History board is you set any year of LPD to show you what happened that year or what important event, important people that will show you what happened in that timeline. And like a timeline thing.
Oh, wow.
To January to December, basically. Yeah, it's very good. Whoever Karet made the station. He made this updated station, so I thank him a lot for that.
It looks really nice.
Next, we go all over. It does. He did an amazing job on it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's incredible. It's better than what an old station look like. Like I said, back then, so the station, there's no outside to it whatsoever. You just wherever it's in that station, it's all you gotta explore. So, after explaining how the chiefs and everything like that, I explained the history of the chiefs and what importance they did for our community. Then I explained the door code. I explained about the rank system to them. Then I explained the logo of the LPD and why our logo looks like that or what it represents for this community. Then after going through wherever I mentioned the door code, so the door code, after the door code, there's a door next to it, of course. Sorry. The door code next to the door. Yeah, we get the point. So you enter for that door. There's like a little office area basically. Showing the video player only plays LPD videos and things like that. And we do have a few Easter eggs to the LPD. We have one. It's a ketchup bottle.
Oh.
If you read the back of it, it's pretty interesting ingredients. You're gonna have a fun time. You're doing that.
May I ask what the ketchup bottle
next
represents
we have
as an Easter egg?
I think it's Foxy's. It's one of Foxy's Easter eggs. So I think it has cocaine in it, raw ketchup, and then Tyrone's hair.
Interesting.
Interesting mix. Next, we have a phone and a microwave. You want to guess the punchline for that one? The joke for that one?
I think it's a bit over my head.
So there's
a little bit.
A little bit.
Just the dad.
So, what we call it a hotline.
Oh.
We call it
I like the pun. I like the pun.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good joke ever made. It's a fantastic joke. Most people hate the joke, but I like the joke.
I like it.
Next, we're still in the I do too. Next is office. We're still in the office room. So you take a little turn, and you see a little wall. It was a mirror wall. Back then, when LPD didn't have personal mirrors, or when they didn't have this nice outside, we usually all hanged out on the mirror. everyone just stared at the mirror, just stare at a wall and just stare at the mirror, like, mirror dwellers, basically, back then. And right next to the mirror is the dev team door. So dev team has a little room for it. Sometimes, like I say, you can hear the pain and agony from the dev team door. And some people are actually like, really? I was like, no. It's a metaphor. Because, like, I tell you, Blender and Unity are just pain. I'm not gonna lie to you when things want to work. So, so after that, there's still no little office area but then on the end of the office area, there is a presentation room. I just say the presentation room is where all the white shirts have their meeting at. That's what I've been told when I was a kid. I actually believed it for a long time, but that's what I like to say. Like for the cadets, where all the white shirts have their meeting at. So don't you dare, don't you disturb them. In the meeting room, there's this long table. There's a computer in the beginning of it, and there's like a long table, and just a bunch of chairs around it. And there's a whiteboard. I had to warn my cadets that the markers do have colliders, so sometimes they pick up the marker and they whoosh, fly off. So you gotta be wary of that. After the presentation room, after that little door is done, the meeting room, next we go to security room, and then in the security room there is a sergeant board in there. So I explain what sergeants are. I also explain how to work in our community, and these are names of the people. If you have any questions or any concerns or any little problems that are like you think you're too scared to talk to like the upper staff about it, you can talk to sergeants about it if you're too scared about it. Then after the sergeant board, there is a little cam. It was like a little cam, like a desk with a bunch of monitors on it. So I explain, you can click on them and the cameras actually work. They're not just cell phone pictures. Next, show them they actually work. Next, there's another Easter egg. Is literally an egg. We call it Four's egg. I don't know why, but this is why I heard. I'm not gonna say it's true or not, but like I heard Four is allergic to eggs.
Oh.
I don't know why he would pick an egg though, but it was interesting. It's a little interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Or you probably like the pun of the Easter egg. Here's your actual egg. And it says Four's egg on it. Four I'll explain what it is. Four is the letter 4, because there is other 4s out there. So he called himself the letter 4.
The letter 4.
So 4 was yeah, that's what he called himself. Letter 4. So 4 was a lieutenant and part of the dev team as well. He created most of our I think about a few months ago he has stepped down. So his member he always had something part of the LPD. After that, I explained what the mirror is. So, like I said earlier, there's so let me explain this better. Security room and there's a mugshot room. Right here, there's a mirror. It's a one-way mirror though. So security room can see a mugshot room, but mugshot room can't. People who are in mugshot room cannot see the people in security room. So after I explain all that, then we go to the mugshot room. I'll give them a little demonstration of how mugshot works, what to look out for, and what is a no-no or like things that should not happen when you're taking mugshots of people, or look out on what people's avatars. So I explain all that to them. I give them a little demonstration. I tell them what questions to ask people and things like that. Once I'm done with that, I'll let them do the fun part. Let them do the mugshot. After I get done with the mugshot, then next stop is to the presentation room. So presentation room, I will explain what is a squad leader and what qualities a squad leader. after I done explaining that, we go to the stage, and I showed them what was supposed to look like. I showed them the squats lines, the white lines, and the stage is at. Then I explained how on-duty event works and how off-duty event works. And if you need to leave or anything, you just always go to dispatch or personal things like that, basically. Any issues or mishaps. And how to dispatch and what questions you can ask him, basically, for request backup. So you need your squad, you need what you're requesting for backup, your situation, is it safe? Those are questions we ask. Also, the world is most important. The world, what world you in, and what numbers and what world instance and numbers at an event. So it'd be easier for us to send thing out besides just telling them, hey, this is what the world is and everything, so they won't get confused and lost. But dispatch usually just goes down there and tell them the situation, and if they want any additional information, it will be in the dispatch logs that we have in LPD. So I explain how that works. Then I explain how off-duty events work. So you go off-duty channel, you ping for looking for patrol, and you would try. You see any other people are available at that time, and they come join your patrol. And the one thing I told them they cannot do when they're still a recruit officer is to call for off-duty backup, because only senior officers can call for off-duty backup. So I explained that to them, how it works for off-duty. I explained how to for that. For the beginning, for on-duty events, I explained how the beginning of the event works, what could happen in the event, and also towards the end of the event, and how that works as well.
Okay.
After I get done explaining how everything works in there, then I show them how to get to the avatar world. After I'm in the avatar world, I show them the avatars and explain how not each of them work. I explain how the main ones work, how patrols work, and basically that. I do mention other avatars. I do mention CO, LMT, as well as slur avatars. If they're interested in any of those avatars, I tell them you're free to welcome to grab one, have fun with it, but just don't use them until you get certification for when on-duty events and off-duty events.
Okay.
Once I'm done with that, I show them the approval room. Then I show what. Then I show the little history room where the old roles are at, and also the little avatars. Then after that, we go to the junk closet. This closet is just a bunch of junk. Well, wait, let me explain this better. It's basically a bunch of random avatars just splurged in there for the LPD. We have sheriff avatars, we have undercover avatars. We also have our old avatars that we used to use a lot. I tell them how the mentor team will help them out, and I'll also explain how approval works, if you want a custom avatar, and how the approvals will help you out with that. And after that, I tell them they're recruit and welcome to LPD. That's how training mostly goes.
Okay. Well, I very much appreciate that. I'm going to ask the last couple questions before we start wrapping up. One is, where did you get your name from? And why use it as a VRChat screen name?
So, Nicole was supposed to be my IRL name. Was supposed to be my real name. I personally like I personally want to be called Nicole because the nickname Nikki. I was like, oh, I love that name, but unfortunately my parents didn't whip with it, so I named myself Nicole. The JK part is it's just kind of basic, but it's just you thought my name was Nicole. Just kidding.
Okay.
It's kind of basic, but
okay. And last question, the avatar you're in, is this your main? And why do you use it as your main?
Well, unfortunately, this avatar has not been approved yet. Me personally, I like to wear this around a little bit because I did I did so much work on it. I went for Blender, I went for Unity, and I would love to wear this as my main avatar, but it's just not done yet. Once it gets done, I love to wear this around an LPD or in my trainings or when I'm dispatching. But I would love to wear this around. But once it gets done, I'm probably gonna use this a lot in LPD.
Okay.
Because I worked really hard on it. What toggles I was going to add is the gun, the baton, the pepper spray, and taser. I was going to add all these to my avatar, but it's still work in progress.
Well, I think the avatar looks really nice, and you can see all the hard work put into it. So last,
Thank you.
you're welcome. I think it looks great. You did a wonderful job. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. You're very welcome. So, last is, where can they find you or the LP? Where can the audience find you or the LPD if they wish to reach out or join?
Well, most of the time when they can find the LPD, most times we in most popular roles we're on duty patrol. Or you can come down to the station. You can join off with us. If you ever want to join our Discord, you can join off. The Discord link will be in the station, and you can join that link in the station and join the LPD. We have a little channels in there, and you see what we're up to, what we're doing, what kind of nonsense we have been up to, basically. If you ever want to be a part of the LPD, you always can send your application in, and I'm surely you guys will get accepted in, and you be part of the community. I won't. Trust me when I say this. You're gonna have a blast in this community. I had such a fun time in this community, and it'll create long-lasting friendships that you'll never expect to happen. To be honest with you. But to find me, most times I won't be in this world, but I will be. I will just be like sometimes in game worlds or hang out with my friends most of the time.
Okay. Well,
those are the worlds I will be at.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Nicole, for giving us your time. Let's learn all about you and becoming a new cadet. So thank you very much. It's much appreciated.
Of course. I hope you had a great time. I did too.
I enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I like learning new things, so it's always much appreciated. I would have Raptor do the thing, but he's not here right now. He's too busy, probably a few bottles deep, with some friends of his celebrating his birthday. So with that said, I'll ask you a question to shut this down, audience. What's your favorite Easter egg you've seen in a video game, a movie, or anything like that? Let us know what they are down below. With that said, we'll be seeing you folks in the Metaverse. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, crap, I opened my keyboard instead of actually my menu. Crap.